Good evening. This is meeting number 15. It is now called to order on August 1st, 2016 at 5:30 p.m. in the Thomas J. Smith Council Chambers. Would you all please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Kathleen, what's your roll call, please?
Scott?
Here.
Wilson? Here. Davidson?
Here.
Fleming? McCampbell?
Here. Okay, first we have a proclamation of retirement.
This is, I've got to say, this is an absolute honor for me to read this, and I'll read it. Whereas the City of Burlington wishes to honor Officer James Ruberg for over 31 years of service as an employee to the Burlington Police Department. And whereas James Ruberg has provided the citizens of Burlington with outstanding, loyal, and dedicated service, beginning as a communications officer on November 1st, 1984. He remained in this capacity until August 16th, 1989, when he attended the Iowa Law Force Academy 114th basic class and graduated on November 10th, 1989 as a sworn law enforcement officer. During his tenure as an officer, he worked all patrol shifts, was assigned to Criminal Investigation Division, was one of the first DARE officers and grade officers in the area. Jim was one of the initial Burlington police officers to organize and promote the Landlord Education Training Series for area property owners. And whereas James Ruberg has been a tireless and vital liaison to the Burlington Police Chaplain Corps and has led by example in his faith as he responds with members to the Corps to provide reassuring words and a shoulder to lean on when citizens receive dark news. Now, therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Burlington, Iowa, do hereby recognize and commend James W. Ruberg for an outstanding service and commitment to the welfare and safety of the citizens of Burlington. We, the City Council, wish him sincere congratulations and much happiness in his retirement. Signed and sealed this first day of August 2016, Shane A. McCampbell, Mayor. Jim's wife sent out invitations for a retirement party, and on that invitation it says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." And no better representative than that man right there. Congratulations, Jim. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you for the applause. No, please, stop. You know, me and Jim Ruberg go way back. I met him back when I was just a young little rascal at Youth for Christ. Him and his wife, they put that on, and I don't know how many years that they let me come to Youth for Christ before I got kicked out for being too much of a Christian. I'm just kidding, but it was he's just been a phenomenal person ever since I first came to know you. And I just want to say this for the record: you did marry up, so that tells you a lot about his wife. But I also have a plaque for you too. The City of Burlington hereby honors James Ruberg in recognition and appreciation of over 31 years of dedicated service, faithfully and loyally serving the citizens of Burlington, retired August 12, 2016, presented by Burlington City Council. And I'll tell you what, we would all love to get a picture with you if your lovely wife would accommodate. Honorable, you need to get in on this action too.
One more round of applause. Well, Council, I began my career with the City of Burlington November 1st, 1984 in police communications and became an officer in August of 1989. I've had the opportunity to work under 6 different police chiefs and 5 different city managers. And when Chief Patton hired me to be an officer, he said, "You will spend your first week on days, and that's probably all the daylight you will see for the next 10 years. Fortunately, he was wrong. But I was born and raised here in Burlington. It's been very rewarding to serve as an officer in the community that I grew up in. And I've spent most of my career in the patrol division, taught the DARE program, the gang resistance program, and spearheaded our police chaplaincy program, which is made up of several local ministers who are here in town who will assist us on certain calls like death notifications, infant deaths, DOAs, house fires, suicidal people, and other situations. And thanks to Officer Kirby Korick, the chaplains now work hand in hand in conjunction with our hostage negotiation team. And I've had a great career with the City of Burlington. I'm looking forward to the next chapter of my life, and I can tell you that Burlington is a great place to live, work, and play. And I've done all 3. And I would also like to say, because I won't be able to stay for the whole meeting, that I'm also the Vice President of the South Hill Neighborhood Association, and would humbly ask you to listen to what they have to say later on, because I support them too.
Big Chief, would you like to come on up, please?
Well, normally that was a tough situation because to follow Jim's really a difficult situation. He's a great speaker and just a great individual. But the thing I want to point out is that I feel very grateful to have known Jim. I've known Jim absolutely my whole career. He was in dispatch when I started at the police department, and we had a lot of conversations about maybe someday becoming a patrolman. I thought he would make an absolutely fine patrolman, and he did. Probably one of the best the department's ever had. In the course of my career, I don't know of any written complaints or any type of complaints ever filed against Officer Ruberg. He just came in every day, boots up, ready to go to work, doing it with a smile on his face and making a difference. So we owe you a debt of gratitude, and I'm just so grateful to know you and your family. And thank you for everything.
Thank you, Jim.
Before I go any further, I just want to say again, you are going to be missed on the Burlington Police Department, but I'm so glad to say that you won't be missed in Burlington because we're keeping you here. So, and you don't have permission to leave, sir. All right. Next, we have a proclamation. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a proclamation for a salute to our city and county first responders. Whereas blood donors provide a critical life-saving resource for patients in our community, and whereas Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center is a provider of blood and blood components to the Great River Medical Center and hospitals throughout our region, and whereas blood donations are greatly needed during the summer months, and whereas volunteer blood donation is an example of the many ways our citizens come together in support of our community needs, and whereas the Burlington City and Des Moines County employees are recruiting generous volunteer donors, and so we're inviting all of you to come down to the library on Tuesday, August 9th from 11:30 to 2:30 to donate blood. Whereas on August 9th, 2016, the Burlington City and Des Moines County Blood Drive is a special salute to our city and county first responders. Now therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Burlington, Iowa, do hereby proclaim August 9th, 2016 to be a salute to our city and county first responders. Blood Drive Day in the City of Burlington. Signed and sealed this first day of August 2016. Shane A. McCampbell, Mayor. And I asked him if I could please read this because this is something that's near and dear to my heart. I have been blessed to be a blood donor for many, many years. I'm close to 18 gallons, so, and I also have the privilege of driving at mobile blood drives and delivering blood. So I'm very happy to have Chris Hyde come and say a few words about this, Chris.
Mayor McCampbell already told me not to call him Mr. McCampbell, so Shane and the City Council, especially Tim Scott. Tim has generously donated the special blue lights for our blood drive for all the donors who come to our blue drive, on August 9th, so I appreciate that very much. That'll make it special for everybody. And that is our Burlington City and County Employee Blood Drive, which we have 5 times a year. And this is a special one because it is a salute to our first responders. So this is the second year we've done that. And this elite group of employees deserve extra recognition. They help us secure a peaceful place for us to live, work, and play, and also provide all kinds of other help for people who need it. When disaster strikes, America always responds by donating blood, which we all really appreciate. But every day is a crisis for some family. I'm choking up for no reason.
Take your time, honey. Take your time. That's all right.
But every day is a disaster for some family. So, and we can't wait until that happens to collect the blood. We have to collect the blood and put it on the shelves for the doctor, at the hospitals for the doctor to orders when they need to. Sorry. So, this is for the first responders, and they also, similarly to the blood needing to be on the shelves, first responders also have to be ready to go whenever and wherever they are needed. They are the first people we call for help in any crisis. So August 9th's blood drive is our second annual salute to our first responders in admiration and gratitude for all the officers, for all the admiration and gratitude for all the service they do for our community every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Chris, before you sit down, come here, lady.
That's what I needed.
There you go. There you go. Where's the go to the tears, honey?
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right. Next, we have 3 Mayor's Awards. These are really special to me. They really mean a lot, and they should have a different name, Standout Awards or something, because these are people that really stand out, and I'm really excited to be able to present these tonight. The first award goes to somebody that this guy helps hold the glue together, and I'm proud to know him. He's a fantastic human being. I don't know where he slipped in. Where the heck is he? All right. There he is. There he is. He's in blue. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Be it known, on behalf of the City of Burlington, Iowa, I would like to thank you for being a model Burlingtonian. Your commitment to your job and your employees is to be commended. You are a person who can always be counted on time and time again. You are an exemplary employee who gets the job done, and the city is grateful for all that you do to make Burlington a great place to live, work, and play. On August 1st, 2016, this Mayor's Award is presented to my friend, Braden Hill. Come on, Ben.
I want to thank everybody involved, Mayor Shane, I appreciate it very much. I had this incredible speech written, and I couldn't find anybody to help me carry it all up, so I'll leave it short in that I really do enjoy my job, and I enjoy working for the city. And this actually makes many things worthwhile, and I do certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brad.
It's times like this when I love having this position, I'll tell you. The next Mayor's Award goes to somebody that I've known ever since I can remember. And this is the type of person that he'll just help anybody. I seen him one time help a guy Actually, that guy was me. That he just got out of church, had a suit on and nice clothes. He takes his suit coat off and climbs underneath my car. You know, I mean, that tells you the type of person he is. And I always joke around and I say, there's not anybody in this city that that can't say that he helped him or has a relative that he didn't help. And he just does it because that's the type of person he is. So I'm excited to give this award to my friend tonight. Be it known on behalf of the city of Burlington, Iowa, I would like to thank you for being a model Burlingtonian. You have been a shining light in this community and have given of yourself so freely for so many years for so many people. Your positive attitude, commitment, and love for all people help make Burlington a great place to live, work, and play. You are a fantastic person, and I'm blessed to know you. On August 1st, 2016, this Mayor's Award is presented to Mr. Bill Chaplin. Would you come on down? Well, come up with something.
My name is Bill Chaplin, and I'm not a public speaker or whatever, but all I can say that I was raised right as a kid, and this is the way I was trained to do. You do what you can for others, and good deeds will come to you. And it's just a part of me. I just love doing it, and I love helping people. You know, the smiles they get out. Oh, he came over and he did this for me. The smiles they get, and I appreciate this award. I don't normally get things like this, but I thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You deserve it. You deserve it. Thank you, sir. I noticed you brought your daughter down here with you. It's good to see her. It's good to see your daughter with you. That's his wife. All right. This next award goes to she just does a fantastic job in the community. She's here, there, and everywhere, and she's just all about it. And I'm excited to present this award to this next recipient. She's great. And when I grow up, I want to be just like her, but I want to be a him. You know what I mean? All right. Be it known on behalf of the city of Burlington, Iowa, I would like to thank you for being a model Burlingtonian. Your positive attitude and commitment to this community has been outstanding. As Miss Burlington, you have represented and worn the crown well. When I grow up, I want to be just, I can't believe I forgot to I put that on there. When I grow up, I want to be just like you, except Mr., not Miss. You help make Burlington a great place to live, work, and play. On August 1st, 2016, this Mayor's Award is presented to Paige Seaworth. Would you come on down? Miss Burlington.
First off, thank you. And it's been an amazing about 6 months being able to serve the community as Miss Burlington. This is my community, so it's been absolutely great to take my service to the next level and get more recognition. And although my reign is ending in about a month and the words on my sash may be changing from Burlington to something else, I hope to still be involved in the community and still get as much support and love from you guys, even though I may not be Miss Burlington anymore. Thank you.
You will get it. Thank you.
Did she teach you how to wave?
No, I still. Hey, show us how to wave again. She's got it down. She's got it down. It's a process. I'm learning. Fantastic group tonight. Thank you all, and it was just. It's always an honor to give something to wonderful people that are so deserving. Next on the agenda tonight is the consent agenda. All matters listed under item 1, consent agenda, having been discussed, are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If a discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Tonight we have the usual finances and miscellaneous, minutes of previous meetings, payroll and city claims, beer, liquor, wine, and cigarettes, reports, and bonds. We have 5 resolutions. The first is resolution approving final acceptance, final payment, and release of retention monies for the 2015 Cascade Sewer and Sanitary Trunk Extension. The second is a resolution approving purchase of replacement equipment for traffic control along Roosevelt Avenue. The third is a resolution authorizing the filing of an application for resource enhancement and protection, the REAP program, for the Flint River Trail along the riverfront in the city of Burlington, Iowa. The fourth is a resolution authorizing the filing of applications for the 2017 Certified Local Government CLG Grant Round for the development of historic design guidelines. The fifth is a resolution authorizing the submittal of an application to the EPA for FY17 Brownfields Area-Wide Planning, the BFAWP grant program, by the city of Burlington, Iowa. We also have three public hearings set for August 15th. The first is a consideration of plans and specs for the 2016 West Avenue and West Burlington Avenue roundabout, RISE-RM-0977, 643-7D-29. The second is consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 155, International Building Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. And the third is a consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of the Chapter 156, International Existing Building Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. Mayor Pro Tem?
We have one appointment, Grant Bartow, to the City Planning Commission. It's an important commission, and we thank him for his service.
Excellent. Is there anybody from the audience that would like to have any of these items removed from the consent? Okay, I see none. Council?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Your Honor, I move we approve all items listed under item 1 consent agenda.
Second.
I think Tim beat you, Annie. Let's take it a vote, Kathleen.
Scott?
Aye.
Wilson? Aye. Davidson?
Aye.
McCampbell?
Aye. Okay. First, we have a presentation from the Alliant Annual Report. Nancy, would you come on down?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to say there's such a good vibe in this room tonight between Mr. Ruberg and Chrissy sharing with the first responders and then recognizing with the Mayor's Awards. There's just a lot of good things happening, and I'm pleased to kind of continue that trend of positive things to talk about. I like to come annually and just share with you some of the things that we're working on in the community. And actually, 2015 was a pretty active year with our foundation support. For the city of Burlington, we helped with $1,500 at Crapo Park for the outdoor classroom. We helped with some signage over there. And our new focus with the foundation grants are families, education, and environment. And, you know, I was glad to see them kind of pick some things that were really going to benefit in the community. We were really, over the last few years, there's been a lot of things that we've gotten behind. And it's tough to kind of leave out things where we used to do, like for symphonies and stuff and the arts, but it's just more focused now. The public library also benefited. We had $2,000 for Greater Burlington Teens Read. We helped them with some furniture for their teen department, their little hangout area. And then the Notre Dame Foundation, we had $2,500 for materials for 2 new science labs. So all of these were great projects, and we're happy that they keep us in mind when they're doing things. We had some additional smaller ones with after-school programs and the high school trap team and the 4th of July and some of those types of things. And then I recently had the pleasure of delivering a check to the Salvation Army for a refrigerator for the food bank. And that was really a good project, and again, that's going to help you know, the community and families. And of course, it was energy efficient refrigerator, which is what we want to see. We're still do have 2 operating centers in town. We have Burlington Operations on Roosevelt. We've got about 42 people there. And then also at Burlington Generation, we're holding strong at 41 employees out there. And one of our new employees is a member of the Home Base Iowa program. So we're trying to, you know, support veterans kind of re-entering the community after their service. So we're happy to see that. Some of the other things I personally worked on with the city this year is I've been doing some work with Braden and Nick. The next time I see Mr. Furnow, well, that's tomorrow, but very shortly, in a couple of weeks, I'll have a check for 180 LEDs at $100 a piece. So that added up to be a very nice rebate. And those LED lights, you really made a good choice there. Not only are they safer and better, but it's less maintenance, and they're going to look nicer too. So that was really a good project. The other thing, we had a nice VFD rebate at the water plant, and that was a direct result of an audit that we did last year and identified a way to save, and they made that investment. I also did a energy audit at Don Fitting's wastewater plant with Tim Myatt, and I was really pleased to see that we barely identified anything, which means that when that plant was built, they really did things right. And we found just a couple little opportunities, but that is a very efficient facility, and I would say it was one of the leanest audits that I've ever come through with hardly anything to address because it's so excellent. But we also did an assessment of the opportunity for the depot. And if everything verifies right, the technologies that they chose for the depot remodel will qualify for around $12,000. We'll verify at the end just in case they added something or changed their mind on something. And we did also open up a project for the police station remodel. So the chief submitted the application, and we'll work with the design team right along there and make sure that we got that rebate going for them too. So there's a lot happening. We've also made some significant investments in infrastructure. You know, we've done a lot of gas work in this town, and it's been, you know, challenging with the infrastructure and some of the underground work. I know it's not really convenient, but once we get that all addressed, it'll be there to serve for years. And we've spent just over $1 million, $1,033,000 is what we spent on gas. And electric was $723,000. We've also continued to be a taxpayer, and in Burlington, our taxes were $656,000, and in Des Moines County, they were just under $2 million at $1.9 million. The city, while they're participating in rebate programs, I'm also pleased to advise that the other customers, our residential customers and our industrial and business customers are also participating, and we issued 1,856 rebates last year for an incentive payout of $649,000. And the dealers, these are the ones that help us promote efficient air conditioners and things like that. They have a program for dealers, and they also realized $43,000. We did some tree planting last year, $19,000 for trees in the right-of-way. And then last year, I remember David Toyer from the Economic Development was here, and he talked about how it would be great if you guys would help him support a labor shed study and a housing assessment. And I'm glad that everybody thought that was a good idea, because we've contributed $3,500 on the labor shed and another $1,500 on the housing assessment, and having that data in place is going to really help them make some good decisions with respect to some of their goals. So we're really happy to do that. And I think that's really kind of takes me through our partnership for the year. Just trying to keep in touch with the community on various fronts, and do our part to kind of check in every once in a while, and just thank you for the time.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was talking to my brother. I said, Nancy's coming down. He goes, what are you so happy about? I said, when Nancy comes, checks come with her.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, we appreciate everything you do.
Thank
God
you.
bless Nancy.
My pleasure.
All right. Where we at? Mr. Skip.
I have a motion for preliminary adoption of the second reading of an ordinance vacating and selling a portion of Gordon Street right-of-way located west of Baumberger and a portion of Baumberger Street right-of-way located south of Monroe Street.
Second.
Mr. Tislin.
No changes from the previous reading. Again, this was a request by the property owner at 2005 Cliff Road to vacate a portion of Gordon Street right-of-way that is serves primarily as a private drive to his residence. He owns property on the south side as well as on the west side of the right-of-way, and vacating a portion of Baumberger Street right-of-way that is unused and unmaintained right-of-way with a lack of ability for future travelway access through the right-of-way. The applicant has a desire for ownership and maintenance of these right-of-ways, and they are of no use to the city of Burlington. On June 21st, again, the City Planning Commission voted 4-0 to recommend approval of the vacating of the described right-of-ways.
Do you have any questions or concerns? Anyone from the audience? See none? Council?
Your Honor, I have a motion to amend, if I may.
Yes, sir.
I have a motion to amend the motion for preliminary adoption of the second reading of an ordinance vacating and selling a portion of Gordon Street right-of-way located west of Baumberger Street and a portion of Baumberger Street right-of-way located south of Monroe Street to read as follows. For waiver of preliminary consideration and adoption of the second reading, and for final adoption of an ordinance vacating and selling a portion of Gordon Street right-of-way located west of Baumberger Street and a portion of Baumberger Street right-of-way located south of Monroe Street.
Second.
Kathleen, can we take a vote on the amendment, please?
Scott.
Aye.
Wilson. Aye. Davidson.
Aye.
McCampbell.
Aye. Can we vote as amended?
Okay. Scott.
Aye.
Wilson. Aye. Davidson.
Aye.
McCampbell.
Aye.
Your Honor, I have a motion for preliminary adoption of the second reading of an ordinance rezoning the property located at 2635 Mount Pleasant Street from C2 General Commercial to R4 Multifamily Residential Zoning District.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Tisland.
This is property requested by the current owner, developer of the property. This has existing 2 3-plex residential units on the property. The past zoning of it was a C2 general commercial. In 2001, they were approved by City Council to construct 15 condo units under the zoning designation of general commercial expanded, which is no longer a zoning district. Under the current zoning classification of C2, residential is not an allowed use. So based on their desire to expand the existing residential development, they had to go through a rezoning. The City Planning Commission held a meeting on June 21st and voted 4-0 to recommend approval of the rezoning to the City Council. Based on the surrounding land uses, the existing land use as residential, and following the future land use map designation. One condition of the rezoning is to maintain a 50-foot open space on the north side of the property along Mount Pleasant Street that could not be used for residential purposes. But this will allow construction of 3 additional 3-plex units by the developer owner of the property.
Anybody from the audience have any questions or concerns? I see none. Lovely audience tonight. Council?
Your Honor, I also have a motion to amend on this hearing ordinance. The motion to amend a motion for preliminary adoption of the second reading of an ordinance rezoning property located at 2635 Mount Pleasant Street from C2 General Commercial to R4 Multifamily Residential Zoning District to read as follows. For waiver of preliminary consideration and adoption of the second reading, and for final adoption of an ordinance rezoning the property located at 2635 Mount Pleasant Street from C2 General Commercial to R4 Multifamily Residential Zoning District.
Second that. Excuse me, second that.
Kathleen, we can vote on the amendment, please.
Scott.
Aye.
Wilson. Aye. Davidson.
Aye.
McCampbell.
Aye. And now is amended?
Scott.
Aye.
Wilson. Aye. Davidson.
Aye.
McCampbell.
Aye. Well done. Moving right along.
Here I have a resolution establishing 2 no parking areas in the 500 block of Terrace Drive.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. McGregor.
Nick McGregor, Assistant City Manager for Public Works. Before you have a resolution approving a no parking zone on Terrace Drive from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on school days. This is based on a request from the schools from June 22nd. Public Works Operation Manager Chris Clemens did some investigation, went and talked to the property owners. 8 of them, 5 of them were against it. 1 did not give an opinion, and 1 was for it, and another was not able to be contacted. The Public Works Department did not see any benefit nor disadvantage from this parking. The only advantage was with the fire department with their 2 large aerial units. So if there's any other questions. The requested zone is the one in the blue, and then this next map, it's approximately 370 foot. The next map shows the various different parking
Nick,
situations.
do we have an idea, what are there, about 15 to 20 parking spaces there, you think? Or?
I would say that a parking space is on average about 25 feet, so I would say there's probably 12.
Okay.
If you would like to go to the next map, shows the various different parking situations. Green is the only area where parking is allowed at any time. Then the various different colors have different time zones based on the times when they've been implemented over the years. And so the green section on Terrace Drive where the white arrow is pointing is the requested area to be changed. Any questions?
Do we have any questions?
Nick,
Yep.
is there anybody from the school here to,
They said they would be here, but I don't know anybody from the audience, but they would be.
did they
Mr. Cohen said he would be here, but I didn't see him. Don't
give
see
you
him.
any indication as why they wanted this?
To try and handle their parking situation, to control it a little bit better, security-wise.
Thank you, sir. Is there anybody from the audience with any questions or concerns?
Thank you. I am a homeowner on Terrace Drive, and I did send an email to all of the city council members. My concern is that we do use the parking on the street. My husband and I both have work vehicles as well as personal vehicles, so that's really the only place that we can park, and besides our driveway. But with the times that they have, that they're going from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., we would have to go out and move our cars and readjust with that. I think the biggest thing the problem I have is that the Burlington High School has never utilized all of their parking spaces in the 15 years that we have lived there. And I guess I don't see why they need to, I mean, if they're not utilizing their parking lot to its fullest extent, why they would take parking away from us. We are taxpayers, and I think that we should be able to use the areas around our homes. But
Could you give us your name and address?
my name is Dawn Paragus McCune, and I live at 508 Terrace.
Very well.
So if the time was different, instead of 7 to 5, let's say 8 to 4, would that make a difference to you?
That would probably help a little bit. I don't know what, I've lived in Burlington all my life, and they have actually not allowed parking at some points on this area, and they have allowed parking in the times I've lived here. I mean, they have the parking passes, so I guess I don't understand why they would need to take away all of our on-street parking, but the times may help a little bit.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the audience? Questions or concerns? Council?
I guess I don't see why it has to be 7 o'clock in the morning. You can make it any time you want, and so if you make it 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, the student's still not going to be able to park there because he's got to be in class by 8:15 or whatever, so obviously you won't be able to park there. He won't want to park there, he or she. And I do know, just from historical, you probably remember, going to Burlington High School there, there was a time when students, that parking lot was overflowing. There were not enough parking spaces for as many kids that wanted to drive to school. So that's probably why that became a popular place for particularly sophomores who were 16, because they couldn't get into the parking lot. They weren't allowed to get into the parking lot, so they had to find a place to park. Now, since the population is down so much, you go by there during school days, and you'll find a lot of empty parking spaces in that parking lot. I drove by there today, and there was one vehicle on that stretch of road at noon. So, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of a quandary here. I don't see why it needs to be, but I can understand why it is, so why it does need to be. But I don't like the idea of 7 o'clock in the morning, because think that would help alleviate some of their problem. If we could make it, if we're gonna do it, if we could make it later rather than 7 a.m.
I wish the school district was here for, you know,
Yeah.
give us their side,
Right.
their reasoning. I mean, I know they stated it to some of the staff, but I just wish they were here to state it to us themselves.
Why don't we continue this and get the answers to our questions from them and ask that question if it's gonna make any difference if we were to adjust the times and how it would affect the neighborhood and how it would affect the school in their positions.
Nick, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, for me, one, I know when I went to school there was no parking allowed on that street. And second, I'm not a big supporter of providing on-street parking for anybody. But when you've got parking established like this for a neighborhood, not just a school, but for a neighborhood, it makes it a little more difficult to have that position. So let's continue this and find our answers.
Yeah, because you know, that graphic that Nick had up, some of it is 7 to 5 and some of it is 8 to 10 and some of it is, you know, so there's different times for different areas already anyway.
We can put it off. I just want to say for the record, I don't think my mind's going to change. I don't want to overstep. To me, I just think it has to be something that really, there's a beacon light, and I don't see the beacon light. I think they need to take care of their issue at the school. But is everybody good?
Yes.
Yeah, Your Honor, I'd make a motion to continue the resolution establishing 2 no parking areas, 500 block of Terrace Drive, to our next meeting.
For a second?
Second.
Kathleen?
Scott?
Aye.
Wilson?
Aye.
Davidson?
Aye.
McCampbell?
Aye. Okay, this will be continued, and thanks for coming down.
Thank you. This way you get to come back to another meeting, so, yeah.
Get familiar with City Hall.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving the final plat of the Borden subdivision.
Second.
Mr. Tisland.
This is a 3-lot minor subdivision, subdividing an existing lot into 3 separate lots. This is in a R2 single-family transitional zoning district where the minimum lot size is 6,000 square feet. The 3 lots will all be approximately 12,500 square feet, so approximately double the minimum lot size for an R2 area. So this map shows there is an existing house on the corner lot. They are removing the garage and replacing with access off of Steuben Street, and this will allow 2 full lots to the south on the east side of Cliff Road, somewhat mirroring the lots on the west side of Cliff Road as well. So all the lots will meet our minimum standards for zoning and subdivision, and will allow further development in this area.
Any concerns from the audience? I see none. Council?
Do it.
Okay, let's take the vote. Kathleen?
Scott?
Aye.
Wilson?
Aye.
Davidson?
Aye.
McCampbell?
Aye. Okay, nice to have it. You guys have been fantastic tonight. Let's keep it going. This is the time we will entertain comments from the audience. If there's any issues that you have before that we have not addressed, we'll give you a chance to do so. Yes, go ahead. Thanks again for coming down, Braden. Appreciate you, man.
My name's Paul Ganakis. I am a Vietnam veteran, service connected with post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, I've been picketing the Burlington Police Department for the last 4 days. The chief seems to think that I'm a drug dealer. I asked to see him, he refused to see me. Then I went to Mr. Farrell here, and Mr. Farrell made the appointment with him. And he, again, straight up lied to me. What I'd like to show the city council is this. I paid Christine Brakefield $19,000 of attorney's fees that they took from me at Catfish Band. They passed that law July 2010, and I paid her all. Now, my MOS is 11 Delta 10, so you understand I'm a recon scout, search the vehicle and get them. Now, all that's been going on now is informant cars follow me. I'll turn around and I will follow them. Undercover cars, Lee County, Henry County, Weiser County, Story County, Polk County, dealer plates. I go out in the park, and as I'm coming into the park, I see a black utility vehicle which has Lee County plate. Now, I got high-powered binoculars. When I went through the park, there was 2 people sitting in it. When I came around, I didn't lose sight of them. I stopped right in front of their vehicle, and I got out and looked right down the windshield.
Can I have you stay over by the microphone so we can hear you? Is that way?
They were down in the back seat hiding. Then they took off over toward the swimming pool, and I followed them over there, and then I stopped and I wrote their number down. This has been consistently an ongoing fishing expedition by the Chief. Now, I would just like to show the city council, I gamble. This ticket right here is $40,000. It cost me $15. I got some here, just to search so you see them. You see how thick that is? These are all jackpots. And some big ones.
I don't know if I would make that public, but all right.
Oh,
Okay.
I want to make it public because he thinks I'm a drug dealer. I get my money drug dealing. The reason why I'm making this public is I gamble.
Okay.
And I want the chief to leave me alone. I suffer PTSD, and this is causing more stress. I talked to the major, and he gave me the runaround, and then he didn't want to see me to protect and serve. I got something to say about that. In August 2015, I was assaulted in my yard, and I got charged with it. Went to court. He pleaded guilty. They dropped it on me. But here's what I got to say. When I was assaulted, the police, I could see their smiles on their face and everything. They were there to help me. 2 weeks before that, I asked if they would arrest this man, and they didn't. Then he assaulted me. I got right here a police car. Can I approach?
Yes, sir.
All you have to do is hit that, and you'll see them harassing me by shining their lights on my house.
This is a video?
Yeah, it's video. You'll see the time and date and everything there. You'll see a police car pull in front of my property and throw the lights on my property. Did you see it? Oh.
I saw it.
Okay. Also, Sean, the same person that assaulted me, 2 police officers came up and went to a complaint 2 houses down. When they were done, I got this on camera too, the police cars. The same guy that assaulted me asked them if he could spray water and sweep my yard and everything. And this guy was drunk and they were laughing and everything. What is going on here?
Okay.
I don't need Paul Harvey. I live on North 8th. There is an unsolved murder on Iowa Street. There is an unsolved murder on Franklin Street. You'd think the police would have better things to do. That's why I brought this down, to show you. I'm not a drug dealer. I've never had drugs on my record or anything, and I'm tired of being harassed by the chief, Mr. Beard. He thinks everything's funny. I had a conversation with him for 2 hours, and he was laughing and everything. Wasn't even paying attention. That's why I'm bringing it to the city council.
I can tell that you're frustrated. And,
Yes, I'm frustrated.
And I don't know. I don't know about, you know, the shining lights or anybody following you or anything like that, because you know, how am I supposed to be able to tell?
Okay,
that? But here's my point. We can't do anything from right here. We can't do anything or make any decisions over this. This is something that I'd probably like to sit down and talk with you just one-on-one with and hear you out. So that's what I am gonna do. I'm gonna have you call and I'm gonna make sure you set up something and I can talk with you.
A lot of those cars in there, sir, I wrote the numbers down. They followed me, I followed them. I showed a lot to Mr. Furno here.
Okay.
I just don't make up nothing. They'll pull right, wait a minute. I go to Aldi's, they pull right next to me. I go suntanning. I go suntanning in the park and the detective walks right up on me and tries to see what I got. I got a little radio and suntan lotion.
I'm gonna make some time for you and I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you.
But Sean, do you see the difference from drug dealing to gambling?
Well, if you're winning that
I
much.
make more money doing this than if I was gonna do that. I won't do that because I would be jeopardizing my service connection. They pay me $29.06 for that service connection, 100%, and Social Security pays me $1,000. That's damn near $4,000 a month. And the chief made a comment to one of his police officers, Mr. Ganaka, says too much money. It's none of his business what I have.
Okay. Well, I don't want to, this isn't a court, and I don't want to do a
Yeah, I know,
hearsay
but
over this, but
I had to bring it to somebody, so I brought it to you guys.
Okay.
I will go back picketing every day too.
well,
I'm tired of it.
well, hopefully we can get
Yeah,
something squared away.
because I talked to a higher official and he says you need to talk to your doctor and the doctor needs to get a hold of him and tell him to leave me alone because of the stress. He's causing more stress on me and I don't need it.
Okay.
I've served my country for all of you people. Honorably discharged. I've been to a lot of places in Vietnam, Cambodia, Televised, and everything. I fought hard. And it takes people like me to do that. I don't need to deserve what the police chief is doing to me now. That is straight up harassment if I've ever seen it.
I'm gonna make some time for you. We're gonna get schedules lined up where I can sit down and talk with you. And
Okay.
I do want to say this before you sit down. Thank you for your service.
Yes.
It is appreciated. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Don't forget your phone.
Yeah, I'll come and get it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Kathleen, make sure I get some time set up to speak to Mr. Ganakis sometimes. Is there anybody else from the audience with a question or concern?
My name is Vincent Copeland. I live at 405 South Central here in Burlington. I am also the president of South Hill Neighborhood Association. Earlier this year, beginning of summer, we put on the pool party, which you, the mayor, and Jim were both there at the party, and we packed the pool. Over 750 people, great time.
It was a party.
It was. It was great to see family and kids out, and I stressed the family part of it because I saw a lot of parents with the kids. It wasn't just a pool full of kids. It was parents with the kids. Since then, we have been approached by private citizens, not companies, like I brought to you there and to Jim, thinking that maybe this would go on if we could get companies to sponsor a day at the pool, which would be perfect, would have been perfect for us and still would be. What we have had done is private citizens, individuals, have come to us, which we are not in no way in control of this. They brought it to us because we did the first one and they thought that maybe we could help them do it. And I'm speaking of $100 donations, $200, $300 donations. Not any money to cover the whole day, but just concerned citizens wanting to provide a day at the pool for our kids and families. As in the email I sent to all of you, I am very concerned about the condition of the city, what we do for our children, especially our children are the ones that are going to take care of us later in life. We must do something to provide at least some sort of recreation for them during the summer. And like I said, this is not a South Hill project. This is a Burlington project. We just got wrapped up into it because of the first one that went on, and it went on so big, so many people came to us and said, hey, we'd like to keep this thing going. And that's all we want to do. All we want to do is keep it going. If we could keep it going with the help of the city, we will. I thank you for your consideration on this project. Please, let's help our kids.
Thank you, Vince.
Thank you.
I'm not done yet.
Did you have any other discussion or questions that you had for South Hill about the $500 swim day? While we're here.
There were no discussions because we haven't met again. We're just meeting now. But I just want to say, as far as the discussion goes, I feel the same as I did before. I feel like this is an opportunity to do something that isn't really expensive, but yet I think it pays in dividends, and I'm still for that. I didn't see any drawbacks from that.
I'll leave you with this. I think that what we're asking for is uncommonly normal. Nothing about it makes sense. So I want you to think about it as a gift for the children in our community. It is a gift of principle and a gift of love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is set to be on the next work session. It'd be the way it was directed from the last work session was for it to be presented as a resolution establishing a rate at $800, and will be for the day at the pool. That certainly will be up for discussion about how if the council wants to make any adjustments off of that. But at least as a starting point, that's what's set up. Correct.
Thank you guys for coming down tonight, though. Any other? Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Mike Crown. I live at 2604 Kirkwood.
You can lift that up a little bit.
I have not been following this pool thing really close, but I think it's a great community thing. Dana does great things for this town, and I am here to present a check for $2,100 if you guys will take that, because from my understanding, that is what it's costing you guys. And I would like to step forward, because the whole thing about this is Burlington is a great place to live, work, and play. And our kids need to be off the street and have family time and enjoy themselves.
Come give me a hug, Crown. Come here. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's just phenomenal. I may be biased, but I feel like we've got the best citizens in the state of Iowa right here in Burlington, and that just goes to prove it. All right, I'll start rambling. Council, ready? About to do the thing that the lady at the blood bank did. You just got me.
Oh. Yeah, if that doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. I mean, we received a lot of emails in support of the South Hill Neighborhood Association being able to do things like this. And it's hard to say no when we're talking about our kids and our families. And I think it's important that, putting them together instead of just, kids. But I look forward to more discussion on this.
Any other comments from the audience?
Leo Hollowell, 2018 South 13th Street. First, I want to comment, it's like, at least I acknowledge him personally, but thanking publicly for one of the council members. I acknowledge my email that I sent in regards to the support of the South Hill Neighborhood Association. And I've known Dana Atkins for, we won't say how many days. We'll just leave it at days and everything. And she's been I tell you what, she's a go-getter. And I see it, the benefits there. We've got to invest in the youth of this community. They're our future. And that's, it seems to me, that's always what gets brought up time and time again, but it doesn't. This is a chance, and of course now with that $2,100 check, that made me feel, I was like you, Mayor Shane. And my second comment I just wanted to make, and I want to applaud, there's at least 4 people in this room that went to Baltimore, Maryland about a few weeks ago with others of the county. And as I am a CERT member and Sky Warren, I am also deputy chief on the executive board of CERT and Sky Warren. I've gotten really compassion for what I'm doing. I guess I love it because I can serve my community. It's always who I've been. I go way back 40 years ago, going from a volunteer firefighter, volunteer police reserve officer, volunteer on a rescue squad, paid and volunteer ambulance EMT, and I've been a hospice volunteer, nursing home volunteer, but now Sky Warren, and especially CERT, because one of the things I really reflect on, and I've been this since, was 5 years ago, being in Joplin, Missouri, within 36 hours after the tornado hit. And Mayor is also my pastor, and I made a remark to him, and I hope I get proved wrong, and I'm going to say this on record. I get proved. I felt, Joplin community twice the size as Burlington, but I saw so much pulling together, and I don't know why. I just have this feeling. I don't think the city of Burlington, the people would pull together. I'm hoping I'm proved wrong, and like I say, I like what they went out there, and especially I give accolades to Gina. She is a wonderful lady to work with, and I'm hoping I get to work with her more years to come. And but to see, and in the scenario that Jim Whitaker got put together for next spring, because we never know when a disaster is going to hit, and I've seen just even last year, Cameron, Illinois, and that particular storm went right over us. I'm not spotting. I'm seeing the rotation. We had a wall cloud go over with 3 rotations in right overhead, and it's scary when you're out there unprotected, and then find out it does that much damage in a small town. So I just want to say I want to accolade, like I say, for you, Mayor, and Jim for now, and I think both Matt and Doug were out there, and different representatives of all the different levels of the community, whether it was county or city employees, but business people. And it's I just hope the city council and continues to put their support and behind and helping to maybe put pressure on of helping get more funding into the EMA that we sorely need. And because the EMA is not just county, it's well, Burlington is in the county, and it's involved. And done a lot of work with CERT, volunteer work with helping out, especially with Burlington PD and the West Burlington PDs with traffic control. And I just want to give them a big salute on record.
Thank you. Thank you, Leo.
Any other comments or concerns from the audience? Mr. Tislin? Councilwoman?
Let's see, I have a few things. I want to thank the South Hill Neighborhood Association for coming out and voicing, your concerns with the pool. Also, this Saturday is the Boots versus Badges. Finally, baseball game, softball game. From 11 to 5. There's 3 games, right? Yep. And tickets are just $5. Can't beat that for 3 games. And then right after that, from 5 to 10, is the Washington Street Music Festival. Ooh, and that's free, so hopefully there's a lot of people out for both events, especially for the Boots versus Badges, since it is raising money for the K-9 unit.
Thanks, Mayor. This Sunday, yesterday, we had an event at the Moose Club for local law enforcement, and it was put together by Larry Kiesel, and who's a member of the Moose, and he and the rest of the members of the Moose wanted to thank law enforcement for all they do and let them know that they've, in Larry's words, we've got your back. But one of the things that got left out of the presentation was a letter from the Director General of the Moose, and they gave it to me and asked me if I would present it at the council meeting. And I'll shorten it just a little bit. It says, "The thank yous that I notice the most, though, are the ones that never come, when we are too busy with our own lives, our own plans, and our own tunnel vision. When what it is in it for me becomes greater than what is happening in my own community. I am so very thankful that those gathered here this Sunday are concerned with our community, concerned with one another, and caring enough to come together to say thank you to our men and women of law enforcement. It is an expression of our deepest appreciation for a job well done and one lived under the incredible scrutiny. The Loyal Order of the Moose and the women of the Moose want the protectors of peace and justice to know that we support you. We look to you to help lead our communities in strength and unity, and we are praying for you every day. Today, the words thank you are being spoken with sincerity and as an encouragement to you to continue the good fight. We know you have our backs. Please know that we have yours as well. God bless. Very much appreciation. I can't read his first name, but his last name's Hal, Director General of the Moose. We did. It was a wonderful presentation. All the local law enforcement departments got certificates of appreciation, and I handed out a lot more blue light bulbs to folks there, and we raised a couple $100 for the K-9 unit. So it was a good afternoon. Had a good time. The mayor was there and read a proclamation, and it was greatly appreciated on behalf of the members of the Moose. I have one other thing, and that is you honored Braden Hill tonight, and I wish he hadn't left yet, because I just wanted to make a point. Braden Hill, Jeff Heelan, former mayor, Mike Edwards, former mayor, Tim Scott, former mayor, Danny Lutenegger, former police chief, all from the class of '75.
Because that's how he rolls. I just want to again say thank you for showing up with the blue lights, and I got somebody that's mad at you because they said Tim Scott bought all the blue lights in Des Moines County. I said, oh no, he didn't stop there. He went over into Illinois. He went to Des Moines, but that's the little joke that we have going. But when you commit to something, you go all in, and it's appreciated, and it was good seeing you there. I just want to also thank Jerry Park's granddaughter for making this. Uh-oh, it's upside down. For making this. It says, "We love diving at the Dankwart Park pool." Jack Fields and Ruby Fields, I guess they went in tandem in concert on this. So appreciate the artwork. It's fantastic. So I just wanted to show that off and say thank you to them. Man, you got me tonight, man. You know, the only place I don't mind crying is at home in front of the Lord and my couch, and at church. I don't mind crying before the Lord, but I don't like to. I don't do that in public. But you really touched me. My future Mayor's Award winner. That's it. Mayor Pro Tem.
I did go by the pool on Thursday when they had their free swim day, and there was a little over 400 people took advantage of it, and they were all having a great time. So that was all good. I did go to the Bees meeting on Friday, and they're very, very concerned about a potential wage law that might be passed, and which would require them to pay their players an unbelievable amount of money, so they couldn't function anymore. So they wanted the mayor to send a letter. Did you talk about that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So hopefully that'll get taken care of. But I think that's it.
Honorable?
I'll be on KVUR, so, on Wednesday. That's the only thing I really had. What's the dates that you're trying to make sure that you hit for the blue lights?
The nationwide is August 5th through the 8th. Locally, it's become August 4th through the 11th. And I encourage everybody to go out by Great River Medical Center and take a look there on August 4th. I think it's going to be pretty spectacular out there. So.
Otherwise, Friday afternoon, Miss Debbie has her retirement party out at the library, 3 to 5.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday afternoon, 3 to 5. North Gorge Trail, Friday is
Friday
at
at noon.
Noon has the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yep.
So if you're able to partake in that, that's there available. City staff is, in council, you're certainly invited. We're trying to get, we're gonna go to a Night at the Bees tomorrow night for the game, so if you were interested in that, we have tickets for, you've got a ticket, good, $3 a ticket for that. We'd love to see y'all attend, and whoever from staff is able to make it will be good. We didn't have a tremendous amount. I think we had maybe 20 last year, somewhere in that neighborhood. Maybe plus or minus, I'm not exactly sure, but just a nice way to just build some, for those that can take advantage, to be able to build some time together. And I think that kind of covers it for what I can think of off the top of my head.
Well, if Bob was here, I'd ask him, but he's not.
I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Kathleen?
Scott?
Aye.
Wilson?
Aye.
Davidson?
Aye.
McCampbell?
Aye. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, Burlington.
Thank you, Council. Thank you. Thank you, Jim.
What were you saying?